I can explain everything, I assure you. So you're probably wondering why I'm wearing the dunce hat. Well, I'm going to tell you why I'm wearing the dunce hat. I'm wearing the dunce hat because last week we were supposed to do our April Fool's episode. However, unfortunately, much to your ingenious mind, I forgot to hit start streaming on OBS. So, as a means of making up for ruining April Fool's Day, I am wearing this hat the entire stream. Also, the concert cruiser will be joining us later to talk about his recent adventure at Epic Universe because I owe him a big one because I know he really wants to talk about it. So yeah, that's what's going on. Please excuse me, I was trying to figure out if my audio worked. I apologize gratefully for that stuff. I mean, what else? What else can I say? Anyway, that out of the way, let me just get on to my happy face because why not? Everybody knows I don't like being this. Alrighty, things are starting off handy. Alright, so what am I going to be drawing tonight? Alright, so, there's actually an interesting idea I had recently where, we were on stream last time and I was saying to Cruizer, hey, do you know, that show Rolie Polie Olie? Yes, everybody does know that show because, you know, I'm not weird. So, that being said, I'm going to be drawing him this stream. I know it's really, really out of the ordinary, but like, what are you gonna do? Why not? So yes, as I said, the concert cruiser will be joining us later, so nah, there you go. That being said, let's begin. I got everything set up right here. Let me know if it is. I'm not trying to make it too loud, but you know what I'm looking for, you know. Let's make sure it's working good. Stand by, I'm just trying to make sure the audio is working on my ends. Please excuse me. So that being said, how are you guys doing tonight? Hope you're doing okay. So let's begin. So I haven't seen, it's been a while since I've seen the show. It's just actually kind of fascinating, honestly. Let's see here. Where is it? I gotta get a new window open so I can figure out what this character looks like. Rolie Polie Olie. I love drawing machines a lot because one of the things I do is I try to make them look as horrifying as possible. Let's see, Rolie Polie Olie. Oh yeah, this mother. See if I can get a quick picture of him just so you guys can see what he looks like. He's apparently, people are asking me, why are you drawing this character? Because he's small and smart and round. Why not? This mother. I have to put him on my screen just so I have a reference. King, yeah, looks like a fucking Kingdom Hearts character mixed from Sesame Street. I don't know why I said that. Honestly, it's been a while, so yeah, wouldn't you be surprised if Rolie Polie Olie was a Kingdom Hearts character? Why not? Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn on my screen. You guys can't see that. So let's begin with a couple of just quick shapes here. Excellent stuff. So he's got like one of those. Let me just do the quick draw there. He's got a little fucking clown nose. Let's zoom in there real quick, just get that stuff down. Perfect. I love
Building
it.
your online business?
Ah, shit. Sorry, this thing is having ads on me. I apologize. I can't turn them off.
Store on a single integrated platform.
No, don't buy this shit. So, that on there. Oh yeah, I forgot to. Oh yeah, thank you. I forgot to fill in his little hat, his little ball. There you go, right there. That's gonna be the that's gonna be the thumbnail like preview picture. I promise you that. It's gonna be great. I promise you that. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. Let's draw the real magic right over here. So, the one thing people need to realize is that whenever I draw machines, I always make them terrifying. Not like FNAF. It's not based on FNAF or anything. It's just something I do. Let's just see if I can get this right. Alright, let's make sure this is done right there. It's never easy. You can never make a perfect circle. It's impossible. I wonder if there's a Guinness Book of World Records for the most perfectly drawn circle. Let's erase that. I gotta do that again. Circle 1. Let's start with square 1, aka circle 1. Yeah, I know, I could just hold it and it can make like a straight line for me or something, but like, I don't care. I need to make myself look more fluent in my work, wouldn't you say? What is my favorite episode? I don't know. I don't remember this shit. It's like one of those shows that was like like beyond my time. I didn't grow up with fucking Roller Polie whatever. I only know about it because my sister, my mom used to babysit, right? And the kid used to watch it like all the time. He was like an infant, and I'm pretty sure the infant doesn't remember much of the show either. Is it even on anymore? I don't think it is. So yeah, you know. Let's do that there. I'll draw his big ass ears here. So how have you guys been tonight? Hope you guys have been doing good. Really hope you have been. Man, this is only the beginning. He's got like a weird... Does he have a neck? I don't think he has a neck. Does he not have a neck? Oh my god, what? I don't think... Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me take a look at this right here. Let me see. I'm gonna zoom in. You guys can't see it, I know, but like... It's not worth the time, trust me. Open this in a new tab. No, he doesn't have a he doesn't have a neck. Why doesn't he have a neck? Hold on, hold on a second. Let me just show you a picture of this fucker. Sure, why not? I'll just put it on my pictures, yeah, sure. Look at this kid. This is who this character looks like. He doesn't have a neck. He's like a little robot. he's like, hold on. I'll show you. Hold on. God, take the. Oh, frick! It's not in order. Damn it! Right, there you go. This is what he looked like. Oh, I can't do it because it's a fucking WE. Damn it! Forgive me, people. Please excuse me. Might as well fast forward through all this because I'm going crazy. All right, here you go. This is what he. No, not there. I didn't want to put it there. Hold on. Let me just. Yeah, this is what he looks like. This is the character, and this is what he looks like. Let me just bring him into the frame. He doesn't even have a neck. He doesn't have a neck. Like, his feet are like half of a sphere, and he just doesn't have a neck. Oh, this is gonna be great. This is going to be fucking great. I love this shit. Okay, let's get to work. Let's get to work now. Yeah, I'll get him out of the way, don't worry. There we go. So let's begin. Let's go here. Get this thing so he's not... This thing so it's just... He's just like a giant ball. That's all. He's just one big ball. I'm surprised I even remembered the theme song. What the frick? Like, what was it? He's Rolie Polie Olie. He's small and smart and round. He's round, that's for sure. Look at those little fucking shoulders. Like, anyway, the joke that brought this on was, last week I asked Cruizer, you know the show Rolie Polie Olie? I remember when we did Mystery Brony Theater, you did a very good impression of James Hetfield. Can you give me an impression of James Hetfield singing the theme song for Rolie Polie Olie? I gotta be careful. It looks like I'm actually drawing him. I gotta start with his mouth, of course. Of course, obviously. Wait, it's still on? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. One thing about me and robots, I just love drawing, I just love drawing robots. Horrifying. I don't know whether it's a reflex with FNAF. I'm not big into FNAF, but...
When I started
You know.
Goggins goggle glasses, I needed a website.
God
Figuring out
damn
how to
it!
make one was pretty hard on the old noggin.
Why do I keep fucking... I just want my jazz, man. I don't want any fucking interruptions. Put this one on. Hopefully this will be better for you. Let's erase that boundary line there. So Cruiser's going to be joining with us. He had actually a pretty good story from Epic Universe, which I really can't wait to show you guys. Let's give him a nice big old fucking hinge there, so that way you can unhinge his fucking jaw. Kind of does have a Spampton look, kind of. He's Rolie Polie Olie. He likes to take Cromer, and in the lands of Deltarune, he's a big shot. I don't know. I'm not really good at that at improv music. I said it. Nobody else did, and of course everybody else says it. So yeah, why not? Unusual jazz. Okay, let's put that there. Give it some razor teeth. This is gonna look horrible. Wish I had this stream was called Evan Could Draw because he could. Not can, could. More specifically, it has to be Evan Could Draw. But he can't anymore because he's old. He is 32 years old of age. Side note, happy birthday to my girlfriend out there who is turning 37, I think. Yeah, my girlfriend's older than me. What of it? Love you, Nikki. I love you very much. I love my girlfriend. I'm so in lesbians with her. I want to draw Scott, and that's what I should do next week. I should just draw Scott Pilgrim characters. Oh wait, I found another way to make this even more horrifying. Hold on. I gotta finish the teeth here, but I want to try and see if I can do this to make it look good. I can make these like bolts or something. Gotta get rid of those like lines there. That's as far as I can zoom in. Shit. I can make this a little bit smaller. Cruizer, get on here, I beg of you. I did that wrong. Hold on, I did that completely wrong. I just need to get rid of that part. Hold on. There it is. Yeah, just right there. There, he has to have a base plate that like holds it into place, obviously. Okay, I wish I had a paint bucket tool to make it more interesting. Let's give him a tongue. Let's give him a giant like razor tongue. It's like a wire. There you go. I'll put a little drill at the end. There you go, right there. Is that the show you remember? It looks like a giant friggin' drill snake. Now let's give this guy like a giant nut. Yeah, Cruiser's gonna come right on in here and bring on his stupid sex jokes and all that other jazz. Ruining the jazz. Because Cruiser hates jazz. Maybe he does, I don't know. I don't know if he's a jazz connoisseur. I know my girlfriend's not a big jazz fan. Hey, to each their own. I'm not shaming. I may like jazz, but, you know, that's what I like about jazz the best. It's like, you can listen to it and you're probably never going to remember the artist's name, for the most part. But, you know, it's like having a once-in-a-lifetime experience. That's what I like about it. That's why I use a lot of jazz on my thing for the one that was asking. So for those coming in now, I'm drawing Rolie Polie Olie. What is up, man? What, Evan, what is up? Oh, I'm liking that. Thank you. If you're wondering what I'm drawing, sorry about that, Derpy. I was a little bit behind. If you're wondering what I'm drawing right now, I'm drawing Olie from Rolie Polie Olie. And if you've seen my robot art on DeviantArt, you know I draw robots to look absolutely horrifying. So stay with me. I apologize. I'm watching the chat on my phone. It's going to be a little bit hard to go back and forth, but you know, stay by, enjoy the time, share this with your friends. I would love to see what you guys think. Like, I'm not that good an artist, but you know, I try to do whatever I can. The jaw is going to be a little bit on 3D-listic, or whatever you want to refer to it as. Do you remember that show growing up, Derpy's Best Pony? Rolie Polie Olie? Let me know if you have. How did the theme song go? It was, is he small and spurf and round? I don't know what that was about. Was it like a made-up word, or was it something else? Hold on. He's small and smart and round. That doesn't even sound. He sounds like it's saying he's small and smurp. Smurp. Smurp, smurp. I don't know what that means, but, you know, whatever works for that. Oh, good. Cruiser's home. Nice. I'm probably going to pause the stream just to make it look more, just so he knows what's going on. It works. Let's see what we got here. We got to make sure things are more and more, like, intimidating here. Let's go. No, I don't want it to be curved. Let's see if I can draw this. Let me see if I can get some more, like, drill situations on here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Get some electronic, like thunder work there. I know. Are you on the Discord though? Hold on. People, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put this on the thing. Stand by.
Yes, as I typically do, because Evan screwed up the stream last
Yes, I
time.
know. We already went through it in the beginning and why my character's wearing a giant dunce hat.
How can I not bring it up again? Dear God, dude, that's like #1 on the checklist.
I mean, I've seen other things that are probably worse that I think probably other things that worse has happened on the stream aside from that, but you know.
I do not care. That is just still. I mean, and I love the dunce cap right there. That is beautiful. Very much earned.
I had to I needed to. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm going there. If you're wondering what I'm drawing right now, I'm drawing Olie from Rolie Polie Olie because you didn't honor that one request I gave you. Which was
Probably not.
I acknowledge how you did a perfect impression of James Hetfield from Metallica on an episode of Mystery Brony Theater. I'm like, can you give me an impression of James Hetfield singing the Rolie Polie Olie theme song? And now apparently you owe me a request to when you see Corey Taylor. Can I get you to sing the theme song live in your voice?
My voice or James Hetfield?
No, you go up to Corey Taylor and hey, there's this kid show called Rolie Polie Olie. Can you totally give me a song for it on stage? He probably doesn't know. He's never seen the show, but
I'm sure he has because he has kids.
I don't even think that show's on anymore, though.
I'm talking about when they were kids.
Ah.
Yeah, like little toddlers, you know.
Yeah, it was there. Just hear it's it's Rolie Polie Olie. I can't do
and
it.
I just met Corey Taylor too. So.
Oh, you met him today?
Yesterday.
Oh, damn. Nice. Never mind.
I was in Spookalla.
Spookalla.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck is that, Cruiser? How about you tell the audience?
Yeah, Spookalla is a horror con that's meant to compete with Spooky Empire. Petey Mongeli can go fuck himself. Yes, because that guy's in his he's got to be in his mid-40s, and he's still acting like he's in high school, treating horror like it's some sort of a clique.
He means that in a negative format, people.
Yes, this guy is just full of himself.
Yeah, he's
anyway.
Yeah, he's like me, but not funny and not even more taken seriously. Anyway, go on.
But anyway, yeah, so I thought the day was going to be good. I mean, my friend Bradley picks me up, who's also my supervisor at work, by the way.
Ooh, scandalous.
Some think so.
I mean, if you're friends with your supervisor, then you can pretty much get away with anything at that point.
Well, people have already complained saying that he shows me favoritism. I'm like, what preferential treatment has he been giving me?
Yeah, if anything, you've been getting.
He does. Let's just say he does. I deliver more trays than anyone else. I restock without having to be told. I take out the garbage when there's nothing to do.
Cruiser.
What do you guys do again? Let's see. 2 of you call out the most. 1 of you is slow as shit, and the other nitpicks everything to death. Gee, I wonder why he likes me more.
Cruiser, you're complaining about work.
What?
You're complaining about work on the stream again.
Your point?
We come here to get away from work, you stupid idiot.
I was trying to go for more of a comedic tone, but okay.
I know you were trying to. Yeah, you got that there. How my character's just responding.
But anyway, but we knew we had to get there early because Saturdays are always the busiest day for cons. We all know this.
Mm-hmm.
And Tobin Bell was their big guest, and Evan, his girlfriend wanted me to get Tobin Bell to sign this tin picture of 4 horror icons on there, one of them being Billy the Puppet. And so we said, okay, sure, we just gotta make sure we get there early. And Tampa for me is maybe 2.5 to 3 hours away. So my friend Brad picks me up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now he is already not happy about this because he normally doesn't like to be up when the sun is still down. So
that's the best.
So he picks me up, and just seconds out of pulling out of my driveway, he hits my neighbor's car.
Oof.
Yeah, and he is cussing up a storm. This is the first time I've ever seen him like this. And so, we pull into we leave a note and we pull into a gas station. I try to get him a drink to pep him up a little bit.
Yeah.
And so we finally hit the road, and he's got like Deftones and Sleep Token and other metal bands like cranked all the way up in his car. I'm like, yeah, this is how you wake up in the morning.
The concert cruiser style. I mean, like, what was your way? What's your way? Your metal, your like go-to metal song that's that you wake up to?
Uh, Recently, it would probably have to be Tantrum by Ginger.
Well, why not?
That'll probably be it.
Why not? If Iggy Pop can use Kraftwerk to go to sleep, you can use that to wake up. Seriously,
So,
seriously, Iggy Pop has gone on record saying, "I'm not going to fall asleep unless I'm listening to Radioactivity."
so anyway, we get there, and somehow we get there before Raul does, because Raul, our friend, he lives in Orlando, and that's like a 90-minute drive from where he lives. So we somehow get there before him, and we get in line, and he meets us there, and we're pretty much going through our game plan of what we're trying to do, what we want to accomplish. For me, the first thing I want to do was meet Corey Taylor because he was a big guest. I knew he'd have a long line. Uh, for Brad, he was really there to get a photo op with Tobin Bell, as the two of us were. And I said, okay, well, Brad, here's something for you to do. Take this picture that my friend Evans gave me and see if you can get Tobin Bell to sign it for him. Raul went to BD Wong from Jurassic Park. So as soon as those doors opened, we all had our assignments and we separated.
Cool.
And oddly, Tobin Bell was actually the first one to arrive. Like, despite being 82 years old, he was there.
Yeah, Topin, man, get shit done. Get shit done. Be like John Kramer. Get shit done. He does in the movie too.
Because doors opened at 10, he arrived I think at 10:30. And then all the other celebrities start filing in, and I swear to God, the last one was Corey Taylor because it was like 90 minutes before he showed up.
Are you kidding me?
I'm like fucking rock stars.
Yeah, he's a rock star. I forgot about that. I always hear metal and I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, metal's a type of rock.
And so I meet him and I tell him I have a magic trick for you. He's like, okay, let's see this shit. I do the trick, he selects a card, and I pretend like I have a notification. Like, what the heck is that? I pick up my phone and make it seem as if I'm, answering a message. Like, yeah. Yeah, he's right here. Now? You want me to do this now? I'm in the middle of a trick. Okay, fine. I press play, and it's my friend Rolie Polie, who was my boss at Roadrunner, and turns out he is actually good friends with Corey. And he's like, "Aw, that's so sweet." He's hearing this lovely message from him, and he goes, "Oh, by the way, was this your card?" And Corey goes, "Yeah, I saw that coming."
wait, Rolie Polie did it?
Yeah, I told Ro hold up an 8 of clubs, that's gonna be his chosen card. But Corey saw the trick coming from a mile away.
Nothing gets past the lead singer of Slipknot, man.
So what I did, I told him that I used to be part of the Roadrunner Records road crew, and they actually gave us these Stone Sour promo CDs of your single, "Say You'll Haunt Me." I was working Uproar for Roadrunner. They gave us these and said we would get to meet you guys and you would sign these for us. However, you left before we could. But I held on to this for all these years because this show was back in 2010.
Awesome.
So we're talking that long ago. And I told him that I brought it with me here to have you sign. And I go, "Oh, okay, sure, no problem. I actually still have some of these." And then I showed him this signed Slipknot set list. Now, this set list was part of a merchandise pre-order bundle for their album All Hope Is Gone. And it had all 9 signatures from the band on there, including 2 members who are now sadly dead. And I asked him, are these real? Because I was actually trying to sell it, and for anybody who doesn't know anything about autograph collecting, one way how you can tell if something is what they call live ink, meaning it's a real signature, is the if the ink has seeped through to the other side of the paper. And sure enough, yeah, all the signatures did. And when I was first trying to sell it, someone who was interested sent a picture of it to JSA certifications to see if it would pass inspection. And sadly, the results came back negative. So I showed Corey, like, is this real? And he inspected it and said, yeah, this is real. I remember these. Like, we all got together to sign a bunch of these.
Okay.
So he actually put a little notice up there on the set list that said, "This is legit," and signed it.
Nice, man.
Yes. So now I'm selling that. I'm going to be selling that thing for $1,000.
Wait, I thought you said you were gonna sue him for $1,000. Oh my
Hell, no way, dude.
god.
So that was cool. I enjoy meeting Corey. I just wish I could have afforded a photo with picture with him, but I couldn't. He was only doing professional photo ops, not selfies, so
Yeah,
I
of course.
couldn't afford it.
Yeah, of course. Corey doesn't seem like the selfie kind of guy.
But my friend Brad waited 3 hours in line with that freaking picture for Tobin to sign.
For my girlfriend, did he have something to sign?
What's that?
Did he get something? Did he want to get something signed by him?
He didn't say.
Oh. I guess
Yeah,
I'm very grateful that he
but-
did that.
Yeah, he waited 3 hours in that fucking line. And keep in mind, they were doing like pre-signed tickets, where you can purchase a ticket to have your sign. So the way it went is that the pecking order, I guess you could call it, was they did the 3 VIPs went, then 2 pre-orders, and then 1 standby.
Oh yeah, of course.
And yeah, it took them 3 hours to get through that fucking line.
I guess I owe him a huge thank you then. Thank you very much. What was
Yes,
his
you did.
name?
Bradley.
Bradley. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. You're the best, man. You're the best. You really made my girlfriend happy on her birthday.
Yeah.
I dedicate this art piece to you. I promise you that. Yeah,
So
when
then
this is done, I'll take a screenshot. You can send it to him. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
So I went from there to the Jurassic Park people. I went to Ariana Richards, who played the little girl, and those kids, they are unrecognizable now. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
would not know them at all or recognize them at all. And so I pulled out my Jurassic Park poster that I got right from Universal Studios,
Classic.
and I want to have them sign the whoever signs it to have it signed up with the colors of Jurassic Park. Like, the first person who signed it was Wayne Knight, and I had him use a red acrylic Sharpie. So I gave her, a yellow one, but we couldn't get a good ink flow from it. So she signed it once, it didn't look good. I gave it a few shakes, and it came out better, but still not as good. Because if you look closely, it looks like there's missing pieces. It's still good. It's still eligible. I mean, readable. It's still there. But it seems like acrylic is really good for when you're getting like the windows of plastic toys signed.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like that one I got of Ashley Eckelhart with Ahsoka was pretty much demonstrates that. I like how
So
I like how every time I go back to that autograph, it's always like the prime example of how to sign something good the right way.
oh, absolutely, great penmanship.
Definitely.
So I mean, I still got it authenticated just so I can prove that it's real. But yeah, so note to everyone, really save your acrylic Sharpies for when you're getting like plastic toys signed, or especially sealed ones with the windows. So when I went to Joseph Mazzello, who played the little boy, I had him sign with a silver Sharpie, and like everyone on rack, when I showed them this, because I was asking them like, should I find a way to get this removed, because there is a way to remove acrylic Sharpies. All you need is just hand sanitizer.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, we use that a lot at work.
Yeah, so you take hand sanitizer, take a Q-tip, dip it, and just pat it. Then take, a washcloth or paper towel and dab. You do not rub, you dab. But the people, some folks on rack said, "Nah, you have a story now. Don't bother." The people at JSA Certifications who was there said that it will look even worse if she tries to draw it over. Some collectors may not be interested, but it's definitely real, especially now that I have it certified. But going back to Joseph, he had a a silver Sharpie, and that worked, but it still wasn't that good of an ink flow. So it's kind of hit or miss as to whether or not it'll be, good, if you'll have
Yeah.
like a good ink flow. But either way, I at least have the paperwork that says it's real. And I also found out that both the Joseph and Ariana, when the Jurassic Park River Adventure opened in Universal Hollywood, they gathered a bunch of people from the movie, including those two, and got to take the maiden voyage of the ride when it opened.
Oh yeah.
That's VIP
That
treatment
is
right
some
there. You know
VIP treatment there indeed. Yeah.
that? And the other thing too that I've always wondered uh, about the movie is that the scene where the boy actually gets shocked off the fence,
I
there's
think.
like this weird cartoony sound effect that plays in the background. I always wondered what the heck that was, and he unfortunately did not know. I'm like, shit.
Well, there was weird cartoony sound effects, like when Nedry slips.
Yeah, you hear that
Weep!
slip sound
That, like
effect.
weep. You wanna know what's really funny?
Mm.
Nedry's gonna be in the next FNAF movie.
He's gonna be the next FNAF
He's
movie.
gonna be in the next FNAF movie.
As what?
I don't. He's gonna. I hope it's Bonnie. He just shows up as Bonnie.
I mean, like he was in a Chicken Soup for Toy Story 2, so
Yeah, he was also Zurg in the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger series.
yeah. So the other thing too I found out is that in the Jurassic Park book, the kids die.
Oh
Like they get
yeah.
eaten.
Oh yeah. Nedry's death.
So
Nedry's death is much more brutal in the book, actually.
yeah, so like note to self, don't read the book. No, 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 no. Okay, uh, I like those characters. And like kids, like you don't kill off kids.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on.
yeah, I don't care if you're an edgy horror movie. Nobody likes to kill the kids off. I mean, that was like one of the worst part. That was like the most controversial parts of Terrifier 3 for a reason. It's like when I heard them, like, don't kill the kid. No one wants to see that. I know that's the gist, but come on, dude.
Yeah. I mean, like part of me does, have a soft spot for Terrifier because like it did in fact push boundaries. It did get noticed. It did create, I wouldn't say a lot of controversy, but enough where people went, "Whoa." So
Can
and
can you
one
get
matter of
away
fact,
with
one
can you
thing
get away with that? The answer, not in Hollywood.
uh and one thing I actually found out though is that well, speaking of Terrifier, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I
Say,
actually did meet Mike Gelani, who was the original Art the Clown. When before Terrifier was, these movies, it was this series of short films, and he, was, the original star of those films. And they had one last Funko Pop vinyl, and like a regular autograph would have just been 40, but I had just had Joseph Mazzello sign what's called Pop Moments, which are Funko vinyls that not only have the character but also have like the background to like a scene. And in this case, it was the kitchen scene of him hiding, from from the raptors.
I mean, what else other scene would you think he would be in aside the fence?
Uh, Perhaps his favorite scene. Well, we're back in the car again.
I like
No,
that. Alan,
no
we're back
joke.
in the car.
That was his favorite scene in the movie.
Yep. Alan, we're back in the car. Alan.
So, uh, and I figure, and for those who don't know, like pop vinyls, like they're not really my thing. But when you get a toy sign, and especially like how Evan brought up, doesn't have to be a pop vinyl.
I
But
did.
when you have them sign like the plastic window with an acrylic Sharpie, it looks incredible because you basically, when you look at it from the right angle, the window kind of disappears and you look through the signature to the toy in the background, and it looks like it creates this 3D effect where the signature is like floating in the air.
Oh yeah, it's really amazing effect, honestly. Like that's some crisp stuff right there.
Yeah, so I figured, okay, well, why not do that with this? And that's what I did. And because it was their last Funko, they gave me a free selfie. Uh, So, and I also got a trading card of him to give to a friend of mine at work because my friend Marquise, he watched a lot of the '80s slashers with his grandmother because that's what she liked.
Greatest
Uh,
grandmother ever. Shout out to Marquise Keith and his grandmother.
but he been hearing about Art the Clown, was wondering what the movie was like. I told him, and he could not make it through the first movie.
Oh yeah. And the first movie's the most
so
tame.
so what I want so whenever like I see him at work, I'll like surprise him a little bit by doing that Art the Clown grin, like
I like that.
and,
I like whenever he has his mouth open. It's like, oh.
and
Oh.
he'll just be minding his own business, like, damn it, Justin. So, so what I'm going to do is the next time I see him, I'm not only going to do the grin, but I'm going to have that card in the mouth going, and you point to go for you.
I think it's cool because the guy they got to play him now, he actually did have a lot of real mime work.
hmm
Yeah, they got a really good
And
professional with that.
and I was surprised to find out that my friend Ari, he, I get like I don't know if he doesn't like it, but he thinks like just pure gore is just boring.
Well, yeah, like I on one hand I can get what he's getting at. Like gore is shocking, I get you, but you got to use it like wisely. You can't let like have an entire movie like dedicated to it. It's like it, one of the things that was crazy is that like the formula can get like sour after a while, right?
hmm
It's like, okay, you made that shocking. What are you gonna do next? Oh, you're making it even more shocking. Why not? So yeah, like I understand what he's getting at. If I think it's like the overuse of it, in my opinion. I mean,
Uh,
the one thing I like about
it,
Terrifier is the same reason I liked Megan. It's not using like in your face like shock and horror jump scares. It's more like subtlety, kind of something you'd like see in like old school movies in a way. You know what I'm saying?
it, and see, I told Ari that I thought Lon Chaney, who is a a makeup effects pioneer,
Oh yeah.
I thought he would get such a kick out of it, and he said he goes he was into horror, not boring gore. Like, okay, but I think he would at least get a big kick out of how all the makeup effects were done. And he said like he was much more than just effects, which to be fair, he is right. He actually was in fact an actor, but again, just I was coming at it from a more like just arts and crafts perspective that I thought he would appreciate.
No, yeah, of
Uh,
course. Oh yeah, of course.
so and plus, not to mention, I love the song that Ice Nine Kills did with them. It's called "A Work of Art." The music video is just as gory, uh, and the chorus line just fits the character so well, which is "The art of dying brings me to life."
Yeah, well, that's the
Like,
thing I like
that's
most about Art the Clown is that he has no motivation. He's just there to kill people. I'm
pretty
like,
much, yeah.
I can't argue with that. It's like, where's he from? What does he do? What did he do? I'm like, I guess he has nothing. I'm like, okay, I guess you can get
Find
away
out
with
in the
that.
next movie.
Yeah, I hope they don't make him like
Yeah,
a demon hellspawn. I hope they don't do that. Like, you know.
well, he is supernatural. They did reveal that in I think the like it was revealed in at the end of the first movie and then went into further at the second movie, and it's one of those things kind of like Lost where the more it goes on the more you discover, only they actually have an answer. Because like if you're wondering why it's called Terrifier, it's actually the name of a fair attraction that he hides in, hence the name of the movie.
Oh yeah, of course. People keep calling it the Terrifier. I'm like, no, the Terrifier is going to be the name of the remake they make in 2032 or something.
He's not wrong.
I'm sorry, I stole that joke from Brad Jones. Please excuse me. Oh my god.
uh and let's see, we got a photo op with the kids from Jurassic Park and Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith from Saw. Uh, and with Tobin being like in his 80s and he's still giving it his all. That's what we all liked about him. And
I like how
Raul
when
was sho-
I'm sorry, go on.
and Raul was shocked when I told him that he was in an episode of Seinfeld.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like he thought I was legitimately screwing with him. Like, no, dude, he was in it.
It was like one of his first gigs, man. Wasn't it?
I don't know if it was one of his first, but
Yeah,
it's just
he's like a
weird
record
how
he's like a record store dealer, isn't he? Cruiser?
yeah, I'm still here.
I said, wasn't he like a record store owner?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, hearing Jigsaw get mad is just amazing. Is that right?
So yeah, so so I'm trying to picture him like in a like a hello Kramer.
No, it wasn't
You
Kramer.
brought
It
me
was
shitty
Newman.
vinyl records that no one would buy.
The funny thing is, Kramer was the one that was framing Newman, so I would totally see it like him. Oh my
So
god.
yeah, so that was cool.
Oh yeah.
And we also met BD Wong,
Cool,
who
man.
played Doctor Wu in
The original
the
and the Jurassic World, right?
yeah, and oh, okay, uh, and he played great. Like he has like a small part in the first Jurassic Park, but it was Jurassic World that turned him into a villain. So part of me was thinking about having him sign a Jurassic World poster, but I thought, nah, he's still in the first movie. Have him sign this. Uh, and he oddly has not been on any of the Jurassic Park attractions.
Yep. I mean, I have a friend of mine named my critic friend Voltaire. He actually dresses as him occasionally when he goes to Universal because he's like a Vietnamese. Is he Vietnamese? I can't remember.
I
But
thought it was Japanese.
maybe Chinese, Japanese, Lebanese. Look at these. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I mean, this comic I like, who's Korean and Irish, he went to uh, China for the first time, and people started speaking to him in Chinese, and he goes, "I guess they can't even tell the difference." So yeah, had and I split a selfie with Raul on that one, and I did the magic trick for him where I pull out that giant prop novelty card.
I love
Said,
that
I want you
one.
to think of a card, any card from any suit. You got it? Now, are you willing to wager for a free autograph that I am holding your card? And the second I said free autograph, his handler goes, "Excuse me?" Like just slides over like, "Did I hear someone trying to get a freebie?"
Oh my god.
It's like I will donate it to charity. It's like, okay, sure. And I go, good, because one of these has got to be it. And they all start laughing, but he was not going to give a freebie.
Did you get? So
I
he
said,
didn't.
dude, he didn't pony up, pun intended. So,
Yeah.
but that's fine. Yeah, like
You made him
it's
laugh.
really it really comes down to the contracts that they sign,
You made
and
him
like
laugh
I'm not
too.
gonna hold it.
You made him laugh. That's what counts.
Yeah, I mean, it was a better reaction than I got from Corey Taylor, so I'll take it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so oh, and the original Art the Clown does love that video from Ice Nine Kills. He's not a fan of the music, but he loved the video. He loves the homage to Terrifier. If I had more money, I would probably have gotten a few more things signed. Like they had the star and the creator of Late Night with the Devil there,
Oh, no kidding.
and yeah, and if you haven't seen the movie, it's a great watch. Like it really is. Uh, and tell him like, look, I love the movie. It was fantastic. I wish I had more money. And I because the only way you could actually get his autographs is if you bought some sort of a bundle, but they were sold out for Saturday. And they said like, oh, just come back Sunday. It's like I gotta go back to work. Like I work at a hospital. I got patients depending on me. And his handler goes, they'll be fine. And like
Meanwhile, your supervisor is still waiting in line for Topin Bell.
it's like they're depending on me. It's like, oh, just let them die. How many chances are you gonna have
Like
here?
a straight up Shatner. Let them die.
so, so, but I told him how much I got to at least tell him how much I liked the movie. It was really great. I loved how it was just made independently, and just told him like I'll get your autograph from my friend's private signing with you, which I found out that submissions for that were already closed. Fuck. So I'm just gonna have to purchase, whatever they'll have for sale.
Yeah, I guess he's gonna be a rarity now. Honestly, I mean, like, I'm glad you told us to go to Spookalla that first year because who's the guy who plays Art the Clown now again? I forget.
Which one?
The original Art the Clown.
Mike Jelani?
Yeah, Mike Jelani?
Uh, Gianelli.
Mike Gianelli? I think that's him. Yeah. He was at the first Spookalla, and this was before he became like a huge star. So we got my girlfriend got a photo and an autograph with the current Art the Clown, as well as I think she met the director of Terrifier who was there also, which was pretty cool. So she got an early head start on someone who's huge right now.
Hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, tell me about your Epic Universe adventure.
Okay. Let me just say, when I first got there, they were being such cock teases because me and the girl who took me, Anna, who does security,
Shouts to Anna.
she, we drive up to the gates. That big parking gate that has, that lets cars through. It's like maybe, I don't know, 8:15, maybe 8:30 in the morning, and they're not letting anybody in. And then and I even I record a video saying, this is the last video you guys are going to see from me about this park. Okay, I am not even going to show you the welcome sign. I am not allowed to do any of this. So, this is Anna. I am going to be thanking her. And when this is over, I will tell you what I saw, but I cannot take any photos. I am not risking getting kicked out. I am not risking her losing her job. Just stand by. So by 8:45, we finally get through there. We park. We go up to the security gate. Still not open. Then at 9 o'clock, they open. We go through security, get to the ticket booth. Stop. No, wait. Still not open. And they finally let us in at maybe 9:15. And then finally, we're inside the hub. Like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
We start going up. Nope, you can't get in until 10 o'clock. So, I'm like, you've got to be kidding. Like, you guys are being such cock teases. You know that, right? And they're like,
definitely
it's not
right there,
fault.
man. Definitely right there.
So, and then, but they actually let us in 15 minutes early at like 9:45. Go straight to the monster section. And every world you step into, with the exception of that galactic one, has this portal that you walk through. And it's like aligned with like some sort of like LED screens that get like play effects that look so great, and walk through to this land of their classic monsters. Like, I see the windmill from Frankenstein back there, and they set it on fire every 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, my friend got a good shot of him like showing that, and he got like the perfect moment. He's like, it lights on fire, you see, and then it lights on fire right behind him, right when he says that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Monsters Unchained was down at the time. So, but I did go on the werewolf roller coaster, which is a drift coaster. The carts actually spin, like on Cosmic Rewind, except they're not programmed. They spin independently.
Oh,
and it's primarily a family coaster. It's outside, but there's this one section where it goes like through a tunnel, and that's where the wolves are. Just make sure you look up. And there's like some fiddler player out there who's like telling stories of these monsters. And I ask him like, hey, is it true that the tuning for a fiddle is GDAE? It's like, so then it's a good day.
Only you, Cruiser. Also,
And
I'm people are kind of pissed off about one of the mascots there. I heard.
I never heard anything about that.
Yes, apparently, there's a meet and greet with the Invisible Man, and people are pissed off, saying, "Fuck you! I can see him." They should. So thus, there you go. That means Epic Universe should probably shut its doors and forget they ever made it. I'm just kidding. Go on.
So we went from there to the Mushroom Kingdom, and when you walk through the portal, you see what looks like the facade of a castle, like a tower. and you see stained glass windows of the characters from Mario, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser. But if you look around the side of the column, you'll notice that there's another character there, one that is not from Mario.
Okay, who is it?
Link.
Oh yeah, there's rumors of a Hyrule coming somewhere.
And you walk through the portal, you step through a warp pipe, take an escalator up, you're in, and then you are, walking through Peach's castle and step out into the Mushroom Kingdom.
Cool.
It is insane. There's spinning coins everywhere. There's question mark blocks where you actually have to punch these things, not tap, like punch to get that coin sound effect. There's those little white blocks with the music notes on there where, again, if you actually hit it, it plays that sound effect.
Yeah, do you know how those
Uh,
work in the game, right? Like if they're like at a certain point of the level that'll show what note they will be playing.
mhm.
Yeah, excuse me.
And the first thing we did was live action Mario Kart, where the queue you walk through Bowser's castle, and there's moments like throughout the bookshelf that where ghosts pop out and try to scare you, and the screens are like the same technology from the 3DS.
Cool. So it's 3D without the
Yeah,
glasses. That's pretty smart. I like that little homage.
yeah. And when you get to Bowser's throne, there's all these pictures of Princess Peach, and everyone was going, Peaches, 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 peaches. And everyone was doing that. And it was also one of the few rides that actually had a pre-show. And the way how it works is they give you a visor, and this visor is what allows you to see the other characters. And when you get on the ride, you go to this practice space that allows you to get used to the controls, which I loved, by the way. You just basically turn your head and press the button on your steering wheel that gets your car to shoot turtle shells. However, unlike the Men in Black ride, you do not have unlimited ammo.
Oh yeah.
You do have to drive through a question mark block to get more shells. And as you're driving through it, it's like a dark room ride, but they really do simulate the high speed action very well. I mean, like there's a thwomp stomper that just like drops like right next to us, and like it's there, but the face is a screen essentially, which I'm not surprised. It's like how else can you really pull this off cheap and effectively? And it still works fantastic. Like you go through like a bunch of the levels. Uh, the characters do fire back at you. Like I got hit with squid ink.
Oof.
And
I mean, you couldn't see shit.
yeah, you couldn't see anything. And you have to get at least 100 coins for Team Mario to qualify to win. And once you get through to the end, you not only find out who wins, but there is actually a high score leaderboard.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so that was just so much fun. Like I can't believe just how well it worked.
Oh yeah, Nintendo really did do a lot of good work, and from what I've seeing, I like how they clearly were devoted to making it work really well, honestly, which I'm really happy they did. They got so much involvement in.
And then I go over to the Donkey Kong section. It went on the Barrel Blast minecart. And while it's not, a, extreme coaster, it's surprisingly bumpy because yeah, as people have pointed out, the track you see is not the track you're on. It's actually what's beneath that track. And there's some arm that sticks up and has a hold of the cart. But what they did that I thought was so genius is that they made it feel as if when you jump the gap, it feels like the cart is jumping it too.
Yeah, that was
So
like
I thought that was genius.
that was like the big highlight of the that was like the selling point, wasn't it? Like the jumping carts.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that was incredible. We actually stopped to get something to eat there at uh Toadstool's Cafe.
Oh yeah, everybody was raving
And
about Toadstool's Cafe. Stool's Cafe. I apologize to keep interrupting you. Please excuse me. I'm really curious. Please excuse me.
yeah, and what I had was Bowser's Fireball Challenge. It was a 1 pound meatball with mozzarella cheese, marinara sauce, a pastry that was in the shape of Bowser, and they gave you a cup of hot sauce.
Mhm.
And the skewer on top was the flagpole from the games.
Oh yeah, really? Nice.
Yep. and Anna just got a burger, and they branded it with Mario's mustache,
Oh,
and the skewer was his red hat.
oh, sick.
This is so fucking adorable. It's like, how could you not feel like a kid walking through this thing? What I want to do is that I want to dress up like the 93 live action Super Mario Bros. And start walking and filming. It's like, the fuck are we? It's like, this isn't Brooklyn or Dino Hatton.
Dino hat.
But
Cruiser defending that movie like it's the plague.
I love it.
I know.
Like, unironically, I love it.
It's cool.
So we went from there to the Isle of Berk from How to Train Your Dragon. This surprised me because if you know anything about those movies, it's basically, it's an isle. It sits on top of water, and that's what they did here. They actually built this on top of water. Like, I'm walking on a dock, looking down and seeing water beneath me, and we get on this roller coaster. We have like Hiccup giving us like the safety message, and it takes off, and we get to what I called the launch bay, where they're going to send you flying. You see Hiccup cranking some wheel, and Toothless has his foot on a button. He steps on it, these two boulders drop, and that's what sends the cart flying.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me when you went in there, you were fucking freaking out like crazy. Like
Because they're like they're playing they're playing the theme
so
song.
if you guys don't know, Cruiser was once a part of the fandom for how to train your dragon. And basically,
plus,
this land is basically to you what Galaxy's Edge is to me.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you got some.
And seeing like Toothless and Hiccup out there, and seeing like some of the other characters, and like I was interacting with them, and I was doing my Viking impression. It's like, yes, thank you so much for inviting us here to the Isle of Berk. We actually are from the a southern region called Florida. And like, oh, what's it like down there? Like, I got to say, we're not exactly the smartest bunch down there. We put a place called West Palm on the East Coast.
You sound like friggin' Hondo and Naka.
And the actors, like, they're secretly breaking character and going, dude, stick with that. And we go to the show called The Untrainable Dragon. It is a theater show. It's smaller than the Born Stuntacular Theater. And if anything, the effect is kind of similar to Muppets 3D, where like the interior is actually screens, but it looks like the interior of the same building. And they have like mechanical dragons that come out. Like a Toothless comes out. This other I can't remember what this dragon was called, but it comes out. There's someone in a Stormfly costume that comes out, and there's a couple of baby dragons as well. But like all like you see like these giant doors open or this fiery gates close, and those are all screens. They're like 4 8K screens that produce this effect that's pretty well.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I didn't like is that they had baby Gronkle dragons flying around, but they did nothing. They didn't blink their eyes, they didn't move their feet, they didn't flap their wings or open their jaw. They just did nothing.
Yikes.
Yeah, like you guys gotta do something about that there.
Cruiser's being a nitpicking nerd there. I love it. That's cool, you got you.
And then I see Gobber over there like fixing up like Viking weapons. And one of the things I often said is that this takes place like between the second and third movie, which means Hiccup's dad is dead.
Yikes.
And I often said like they better have a statue for him now, and I didn't see one. But I'm talking with Gobber. It's like, you do know that because Stoic is dead, that means you can go after his wife. You know what I'm saying here, buddy? It's like, how can you say that about my friend? We erected a statue of him right there. I turn around and holy shit, there's a statue of Stoic, and I didn't notice. I'm like, son of a bitch, they did it. It's like, I watch your language around here. There's still we Vikings. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Well, Cruiser, I guess
just
this
talk-
means now next time you go there, you gotta go in a costume.
if I do, it's got to be an Amon Amarth costume because that's a Viking metal band.
I mean, come on, man. You got. I do stuff to Galaxy's Edge. Bruce does stuff with Mario. You gotta go and do this one here. Bruce called me and said he saw you there. By the way, I think you mentioned this.
Yes, I did, and I bought a uh this shield from there. Like it's really just a wall piece, but because there's no like place to put your arm there for like it to be used as a real shield. But my goal is to actually have some actor from the show, not the park, but from the show, sign it.
Nice.
Uh, let's see. We went to the whatever the Galaxy one is, the one that's not based off any particular show or movie. It's like this space themed area. And went on the Stardust Chaser roller coaster, which is a dueling coaster, but we only had enough time to do one of the sides, so we did the green one. And this thing, you're in the launch bay, it takes off flying, but we realize like we're not even halfway through the tunnel here. It's like, how long is this? And then once that you finally realize that's when it launches you for a second time. It launches you twice in one section.
Sick.
And there are moments where you get so close to these people, you feel like you can just stick your hand out and just touch the other people. It launches you again. It was such a blast. I look over the other people on the other coaster and go, "Any of you guys got a cigarette?" And they go, "You mean you don't?"
You guys.
And a fun Easter egg on the back of the coaster is the flux capacitor.
Oh, that's really clever. I like that.
Like that's what sends you flying.
Yeah, next thing you know, they just gotta they just gotta somehow hide a paper cup somewhere in that ride and just have it like there in the background. Yep. Oh, but there's another world you haven't mentioned yet.
Yes, the Ministry of Magic.
Oh yes, tell us how the ride was, Cruiser. I want to know exactly how the ride was. I want to know.
It wasn't operational.
Oh,
yet.
big surprise. Oh my God. No,
I mean,
I'm
I
sure.
think it is. I think it is now though because people were uploading videos.
Oh yeah, I heard it's okay. I heard it's good.
It just listen to what he said. Oh yeah, I heard it's just okay.
I don't know. Honestly, I have heard mixed on it. I'm mixed to positive, honestly, but like I've heard mixed on it from what I've heard.
But but I still walked through the land, and I was talking to a painting.
Cool.
I was talking to a painting.
Cool. What did the painting have to say to you?
Just like, oh, did you? And everyone's talks with a French accent too, because this section of the story takes place in Paris.
Oh yeah, it's from that shitty series. Let's go on.
And it's like, have you been to Hogwarts? I'm like, no, I'm from the southern region. Pigzits. It's like, oh, Pigzits. I'm not familiar with that one. It's like, are you enjoying your stay here? I'm like, yeah, I am, because like, I'm very proud of my job, but when you work at a hospital, you're surrounded by dark clouds all day. The second I said that, this thing's jaw dropped open. And I was like, it's just nice to get away from that once in a while. And it's like, you're a healer. I'm like, of sorts. And they had me do a magic spell to someone in another painting who was riding a horse. And the horse's name was Applejack.
You are kidding me.
I am not kidding.
Was it like wait, was it like Sir Cadogan, or was it like
I don't remember.
Do you even know who Sir Cadogan is?
No.
Okay, in the books and in deleted scenes of the movie, you know the scene in Chamber of Secrets where the fat lady is like destroyed by quote unquote Sirius Black?
Yeah.
They have to get a replacement painting, and it's this guy. They get this knight named Sir Cadogan, who keeps changing the password because he's like this full of himself, like narcissistic asshole. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah. So, and I told that to my friend Whirlwind, whose waifu is Applejack, and I told him this, and he goes, "You're kidding me." Nope. It's Applejack.
And I guess now Yep, this is canon. Applejack is my favorite Potter character. Why not?
So, Yeah, so that was just a ton of fun. The fact that there actually is someone there who's talking to you, and there's also new spells that you can interact with in Windows. That was good.
Yeah,
Uh,
I gotta find a time to go to Universal because I want to get my girlfriend her wand.
yeah, and I got my mother a pillow from there. Yeah, every time I go to Universal, but we're all big Harry Potter fans,
Yes.
so every time I go to Universal, I try to get my mother some kind of a Harry Potter item because she didn't get a chance to go very much.
Oh yeah, of course.
And we like pillows, so that's what I got her. And because I was with my friend, I was able to get the employee discount.
Cool.
Very. And on the way out, I even bought myself a Mario poster because I wanted to have Charles Martinet sign it when he comes to Collecticon Orlando next month.
Cool. I got a question.
Yeah.
I don't know. This isn't. I'm imagining this hasn't been done yet, but has system interactions been implemented yet in the park?
What does that mean?
Basically, are the game systems able to interact with the park? I can imagine this is probably a no because the Switch 2 is around the corner.
Okay, but what is a game system? What are you referring to?
Well, when Nintendo announced the park, they said that the park was somehow going to be compatible.
Oh yeah, that's right. I know what you're talking about. To be honest, they haven't said anything about that yet.
I'm assuming it's
That
because
hasn't come up.
The Switch 2 is coming out soon. I mean, it's gonna take a long fucking time to get here, but yeah. We'll be talking more about the Switch 2 next week on Ants, everybody. I promise you that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty innovative. It was a pretty innovative park.
Yeah, it was just fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'm glad.
And I'm curious to know what that hotel that's inside the park is like. Uh, I actually may, pay for a room, stay there for a few days at some point. But first things first. Like I bought a pre-sale ticket for June 18th. So that's the next time I'm going back.
Cool.
And that'll be the time when uh it'll be open to the public by then, but I'm hoping I'll be able to get 2 vinyl records they'll have for sale in the Monsters area because Danny Elfman did the music for that section.
Always good.
And my friend Brad is a huge Danny Elfman fanboy.
Cool.
And plus he's coming to Spooky Empire in June.
Oh, Danny Elfman?
So yes.
Sick.
Yeah, so I want to get those vinyls and get him to sign them. And if this means like, dude, you do realize we have to be at the entry door by like 3 o'clock in the morning. You know that, right?
Yep.
Because after what happened with Robert Englund, like, fuck no, I am not doing that again.
Oh wait, did you say Spookala or Spooky Empire?
Spooky Empire.
Ah, damn. I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
fuck
cool.
that
In that case, you have to go up to Danny Elfman and say the strong bad quote. Yeah, it's just also
Sure, why
also
not?
Danny, for your information, Lala's, Ninis, and Doot Doots are not. God, I fucking am tired of that. When I made that joke when you last used it in the Christmas special, I was being genuine with that Zorak clip. If you know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
The moment you said that, I'm like, man, am I getting sick of that? You do it. I like how you do it twice in the video, and don't worry, I will find a way to respond to it. I promise you. Like, shut up!
Well,
just shut up!
Well, to be fair, in the Friendship Games episode, I do tell Strong Bad this album does have a legit excuse.
Yeah, and then he responds with a fucking seizure.
Like,
you and Strong Bad, dude. Me and Ned had to look up their website just to get an idea for what we wanted to do for our wedding site. Okay, I think the image is done. I think this should work out fine. I don't know if you want to go to Twitch and see what I made here. You know what Rolie Polie Olie looks like, right?
Of course.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put this right here in the art section just for people to see the result if you go on the Twitch page right there. So yeah, this is what I drew. Drew right there. See, I drew exactly. It looks exactly like him.
Well, at least it doesn't look penisy like that one thing from Japan.
I know. I think it's perfect. I think it looks good. I'm gonna give it gotta give it the authenticated Hancock right there.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that character from Aqua Teen Hunger Force when they came back.
Which one? Which time?
It was the first time when the Aqua Teens were being held captive. Carl was just next door, and there was like this big weird monster that
Oh,
was really,
fucking, what was his name? Was it Paul?
like yeah, like he had like a simple human name, and I don't know why, but that face just maybe it's the mouth that reminds me of him.
He actually reminded me more of, who was the bad guy in Frisky Dingo? Killface.
I wouldn't know. I don't watch anime.
That wasn't an anime. It was an Adult Swim show.
That's the joke.
Yeah, there was like he was this character. His name was Killface, and my dad showed me this character. I'm like, Dad, like, what's this character's name? I'm like, oh, that's Killface, and he's like, that is not his name. He's like, yes, it is. Like, okay, it's official. That's my favorite cartoon character name I've ever made. I'm not gonna lie. For the record, this is going to be what's going to be on the freaking thumbnail card right there. All right. All right. So yeah, that was drawing with me today. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that stuff there. A big thanks to the Concert Cruiser for joining me tonight. Yeah. So what are you gonna do now?
Have dinner.
Have dinner indeed. Anyway, I'm gonna.
Well, I will say,
Yeah.
I've actually been watching Abbott and Costello's show recently.
Oh really? I didn't know they had a thing.
Yeah, they actually had a show, and I gotta say, I'm surprised with how well the humor still holds up.
No, no kidding.
And I'm hoping that by the time I reach the end of the show, I will finally know for sure who was on first.
Indeed, you will. I can't think. I know the bit you're talking about, but I just can't do it. There was someone I made a video on YouTube of George W. Bush talking to him. What's I forgot her name. Who the Secretary of State at the time was? It was, but like,
Condoleezza Rice.
yeah, it was Rice, and talking about who the new Prime Minister of China is. He's like, Mr. President, who is the Prime Minister of China? I have to show it to you. It's really funny.
Animaniacs did the same thing with the Who. Like, yeah, who's on stage? Who? The name of the band? Who? The ones who's on stage? Who?
Yes, there was an episode of Codename Kids Next Door where they mock the Who. They invite these teenagers to their the delightful children invite these teenagers to their mansion for what they think was a meeting, but no, they actually used it to throw a wild party at their mansion while their dad was gone. And this band shows up and they're like all wearing powdered wigs. And like, excuse me, we're the upper crust. And the delightful kids are like, I'm sorry, the Who? No, we're called the upper crust.
I have to wonder, why did they name their band that? It's like,
They're
you guys were just asking for it. You know that, right?
Yeah, they're I know, that's the joke. I think that's the gist of it. Anyway, everybody, thank you for joining me for tonight's episode of Evan Can't Draw. Maybe next week I'll draw something. That's pretty much it.